All right, let's go. Elks101, inaugural podcast. Declan Krueger here. You might know me from Sports 1440. Alongside me, CFL vet, Grey Cup champion, also Sports 1440 alum, Steele. Mm-hmm. Eddie, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, brother. Doing well. This is going to be awesome. Good to be with you.
I'm really excited to be doing this. I think that our football backgrounds could not differ more drastically. Now, I do have a claim to fame. Tackled Chuba Hubbard once. We'll get into that in a second here. But your knowledge of the game and where you came from, I mean, you just can't, professional football champion. You can't teach that, obviously. I mean, tell me really quickly, and tell everyone who's listening really quickly, just your professional football journey.
Yeah, man, it's been a journey of ups and downs, to say the least. That's for sure. Born and raised Winnipeg, so a Canadian boy. Edmonton is home now, of course, but went to the University of Manitoba. Very fortunate, actually, Deck, when I was at the U of M. We had a really stacked team. And back then, the rules were a little bit different in college. So you could play your full 5 years of junior, and then you could still have your full 5 years of eligibility in college. So I got to college right out of high school. So I was a 19-year-old kid, but we had a real old team, man. Our average age on the university team that year was 27 years old.
Damn.
So I won a national championship in 2007.
Grown-ass man, bro.
Man, bro. I'm talking, I was 19, 20, and the dudes I was playing with had full beards, you know, families. I was going home to go and do my thing, and get into trouble. These guys were going home to take care of the kids and wife, like legit, man, for real. So our running back, the year we won the Vanier Cup, he was 30 years old. Playing against college kids. Some say, that
Dude's
championship there's an asterisk to it, but I don't care because I was, of age. But honestly, Deck, it helped shape me, mold me, and really prepare me for the pros, man, because I was battling against these tough old dudes at a young age, man.
What year did you win the Vanier?
07.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was 07. You know what's crazy about that? So I went to the 07 Grey Cup in Toronto.
In Toronto.
Because Saskatchewan was playing, obviously, right? And Kevin Glenn was injured for the Bombers, so I knew we were going to win. It was like best day of my life. But I remember when we got our Grey Cup tickets, we got tickets for the Vanier. And I always wanted to go because I was a football guy. Like CIS football, CFL football, it's all great. And my dad was like, nah, we ain't doing that. So I remember we were outside the stadium, like before the Vanier Cup. We could have just gone in and watched. And my dad was just trying to give the tickets away. And now it's like full circle. I could have been watching you.
You would have been watching me. Yeah. And that's the thing. The CFL and CIS ball, they got to do that every year, man, for the championship.
100%.
Piggyback it together. Because at that Vanier, they did that. You buy a Grey Cup ticket, you get a free Vanier ticket. There was 40,000 people at the game for the 100%. And
that was a great game. I remember, wasn't there there was a swing pass to the wide side that was picked, right? Late in the game?
There was 3 picks by us, but that game, the claim to fame was Matt Henry breaking his leg. Our running back where he got hit in his femur. He snapped his femur, bro, and his leg literally came up and hit him in the head. It was so bad, man. It was so bad. Man. It was like an hour delay on the field.
I wanted to talk about this just to give anyone a little bit of background on my credentials, because obviously not near where you are in terms of playing, but like I said, did tackle Chuba Hubbard once. So I got a cool story about this one, because Chuba, who's obviously now just signed a deal in the NFL, 4-year deal, Panthers starting running back, hell of an athlete. I remember my senior year of high school football, we're playing Bev Facey, his high school. He's 2 years younger than me. He's in grade 10. And we knew who this kid was, right? Like we knew, because we wanted him to come to our school. And we knew this kid was something special. And he went to Facey. And I remember pre-game huddle before the game, my coach is like, he's got the whole defense rounded up. I was a defensive half. He's got us all rounded up, and he's telling us, he's like, listen, he's still in 10th grade. It's still high school football. Go and hit him in the mouth, and the boys are just jacked. We're like, oh man, we're like, everyone's like our defensive captain was our safety. He's like, I lay him out first, then you. He's like pointing to all the boys, letting us know. So first play of the game, I'll try and make this story quick, because I'm sure no one's that interested in it. But first play of the game, they run a sweep to their weak side slot. Goes for like 25 yards. I'm thinking like, damn, that wasn't even their boy, and they just chewed us up. But okay, all right, we'll see what happens now. So second play of the game is a single back. They run a stretch to Chuba. I'm the defensive half, and I'm thinking like, I can already tell, like he's just got the handoff, and I can already tell this dude's special. So I'm there thinking, I'm like, oh man, I'm just going to force him back inside. I'm going to let the flow come and get him. I'm not even going to try and make a play. And he cuts inside on me, and I immediately I know, I'm like, man, if this guy wanted to juke me and go outside, like he had all day. Like I had nothing.
He's gone.
He cuts inside on me, goes inside, and I'm thinking like, okay, like y'all problem
did my work.
Y'all problem now. he immediately gets outside the Sam. And I don't even know where our safety was. He was taking a nap or something. He just didn't want to be involved in the play. But it was Chuba and our corner. This was the second play of the game. Chuba and our corner. Our corner was playing, I think he was playing like 9x1 inside shade. Like he had all the field in the world to work with. And he could not cut the angle. I don't even know what happened. And Chuba takes it for a touchdown. Second play of the game. It's like 50 yards or something.
Gonzo.
And I'm just thinking like, boy, that was fast. So anyway, end of the first quarter rolls around. We're down 24-0. Chuba has 3 touchdowns. We end up losing the game. Dude, we end up losing the game 53-0, bro. But here's my thing. In the third quarter, I think it was crazy too. I think it was like a 3rd and 15 or something. They were just trying to embarrass us, like up 38-0.
Yeah.
They ran like a draw play on like 3rd and 15 to Chuba, just like really trying to sting us.
The first down.
I ankle picked him. This was the one tackle. I was able to get him by the ankles, just like dive and commit and got him. So anytime he comes up or anytime anything football related comes up, I like to tell everyone that.
Yeah, you got that story.
Tackled NFL running back Chuba. Because this is the thing. I remember like, bro, it was so bad. It was the season opener. Like all the baddies were out. Like I was like, man, we got like.
What number were you in high school?
23. I tried to be. I wanted to be 41 because you know who my favorite player was? Tyrone Brackenridge. I wanted to be 41 like Tyrone Brackenridge. But
he was a good player, man.
Him and James Patrick were 2 of my guys. But my coach wouldn't let me be because I would have to check in every time for punt team, and they didn't want me to do that. So I went with 23 like Mike. But yeah, he was something special, man. And that was all. Like when he went on to go make the NFL. It was a little bit, it took the pressure off me. It's like, okay, like, so this was an NFL running back. Like, maybe I wasn't that bad after all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, special. He's special. I have a couple stories like that against some CFL legends too, man. Like Andrew Harris played against him my whole career in high school, and he didn't go to college, but then we reunited battling each other.
Mm-hmm.
He's a CFL Hall of Famer, man. He'll go down as one of the best Canadian running backs ever.
Well, for sure. One of the best. Brady's making a run for it now, just speaking of Canadians. Yeah. Listen, the Elks, man, like, I don't know how in depth we're going to get on this first episode. I don't know how in depth people are going to want us to get, but one thing I really want to sell here is how good the football in the CFL is. Because I think a problem a lot of people have with the CFL is they think it's B tier football, which if you want to compare it to the NFL, like, sure, I guess. Like, if you're going to be that elitist about it, whatever. But it's incredible
But with that even said, man, I'll even, don't call me a homer at all, but this take is real now, Deck. The NFL, the only difference between the NFL and the CFL is the 1%, the superstars, the household names, the Tyreek Hills, the Pat Mahomes. Those guys are special. Yeah. But other than that, there's a lot of bums now in the NFL. There's a lot of guys who easily couldn't be on CFL rosters. It's all about timing in that league. It really is all about the timing.
I'll give you that. Yeah, 100%. And perfectly well said. Like, it leads into my next point because the quality of football in the CFL is incredible. And one thing I think the CFL has a bit of a problem with now is, too many guys try and jump ship too early. Like, I think back to like some of those early 2000s teams, like that one team that always springs to mind for me is that Calgary team with that receiving core with Jermaine and with Nick Lewis. Like, those guys were there forever.
Lewis, Keon Rambo.
You look at like,
Rambo.
You look at those, those Alouettes teams that won those Grey Cups. Like SJ was there forever. Ben Cahoon was there forever. Like they had that continuity. It's not
Jamal
like
Richardson.
that. Jamal, oh man, he was crazy. He was.
I played against all these legends, man.
I know.
I'm old now, Deck. I'm old, bro.
Does it feel like it? Doing this now
sometimes to a degree, like it's crazy thinking about like I retired 7 years ago and my career was 9 years. So it's like, dang, I'm almost like been out as long as I played. Yeah. But what's cool to think back is like, humbly speaking, man, like on my career, even, I was voted during COVID. They didn't have the season. So they came out with there's some voting between the media and some fans all decade. So I was an all decade player from my 10 to 20. I was an all decade player for the Eskimos. So like, you reflect back and it's like, dang, like
I really
feel like that. You were good, but man, I was, I did my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Winning the Grey Cup too. That's the ace. That's the ace.
Having that hardware. I mean,
the hardware is everything. The ring is the thing, especially in this city where, people are really passionate about winners, man. They are. And it's funny because they stripped the city champion from all the signs around the Henday. They stripped it. And then we go and win the Grey Cup the year they strip it. Yeah. Stupid.
No, I'm telling you, man. But just like speaking of that, like the quality is so good, and people just don't realize. Like one of my favorite arguments to have with people, because I'll always have people give me this one, that an NCAA team would beat a CFL team, and I like, bro, not even playing 3 down rules, and not even playing CFL size of the field.
Wouldn't
just like a CFL team would win by 100.
Even Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
The best,
yeah.
the best of the best. It wouldn't happen.
Maybe the 01 Miami Hurricanes give someone a run, but that's about it. I think they were cold.
But for real, like, no, man, we're talking boys to men,
yes,
first and foremost.
100%.
And there is a big difference when dudes are out there playing to feed their families as opposed to playing for a college degree, man.
Yeah.
Like even the biggest, best college team with the age, they're 22, 23, maybe you get some older cats. Man, these CFL guys, it's man strength, bro.
Yeah.
When you see a guy in, look at the NHL hockey, for example, man, some of these guys can't even do a pull-up coming out at the combine, like Sam Bennett, he didn't do a pull-up, but look at how, as he seasons and becomes a man in the league, he knows how to play physical. Yeah. It's the same thing in football. These guys in college, they wouldn't be ready to compete against a CFL team. They wouldn't.
And it ties back to what you said about, like, you have your superstars in the NFL, but a lot of these guys, and guys on good teams too, like you'll see guys on the Chiefs who they have to be there to fill out the roster for salary cap reasons. Like you'll see the nickel corner who's just there, who's not going to be there next year. You know what I mean?
Totally, bro.
And the point I'm going to make with that is that, like, football is king. In America, especially, obviously, here in Canada, it's hockey, but like football is king in North America. And my point is, if you want to watch good football year round, like the CFL is there. You know what I mean? From June through November.
Okay, so where do you come out with this, Deck? Because we know the CFL, it's a fan-driven league, bro. I love personally, because now I'm sitting watching at home from TV. I go to all the home games here all the time. But I love having games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Where do you come out with the schedule in the CFL?
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, Friday Night Football. Growing up was my favorite thing in the world. Do you remember that anthem? That's the theme song they had. Like football the night. They're probably because it was the one. Also, here's another thing. My favorite panel of all time was Randorf, Kleine, Schultze, Dunnigan, and who's the last one on that? Dunnigan?
No, you had them all. Yeah, okay. Randorf, Schultze,
that panel
RIP.
with CC and Suits on the call, and that theme song, like everybody's riding for football. Happens out of Friday night or whatever it was. Like
they're playing for that Movati watch, the Movati Warrior.
Yeah, man.
Bro,
there was
that's
nothing
the stuff that brings me back.
There was nothing like that. Now I like the NFL's more. Like the NFL's obviously shifted from a little bit with Thursday Night Football now, and around the holidays they'll have like their Saturday games, their Friday games, things like that. I do like a day of the week to be assigned viewing. I love that. So I would do, like, in the summer, I would have it Friday Night Football and I would have Sundays. And then when the NFL rolls around, if you don't want to compete with that, which I totally get, I know it's tough because Americans, they love their college football too. I get that. But I would do something like Saturday game day. Like I love having a designated day where it's appointment viewing. I get TV scheduling is tough. And if you are going to do, 4 games a week, it's going to be tough to stagger that. I get it from the league's perspective, but I love something that's appointment viewing because I think it just makes it so much more like knowing like, okay, this is the day of the week that I'm going to sit down and watch football. And this is the day of the week I'm going to be invested for it. There's nothing like that. And even if you do like a Friday night game and then 3 on Saturday, I think that's like the perfect schedule. Or Friday game, 3 on Sunday, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And you got to be mindful too, like some cities, Sask, you don't do a Thursday game.
No,
in Saskatchewan where people are flocking in, and driving and looking to party, because that's the thing too. CFL, it's a party league. People are trying to be having fun there, man. And that's another thing we got to get the Elks. They got to get it back to fun in that stadium.
100%. 100%. Because like I remember growing up, I don't know if you share this sentiment. Like obviously you didn't grow up in Edmonton, but even just playing for the Elks at that time or the Elks at that time, like for me, it wasn't a party, but they did their best to make it a fun event. Like they've definitely broken from that in recent years. And that's making an event, making it something that's a destination. I think there's so much to be said for that because you're not always going to immediately, like there are going to be naysayers out there about the quality of the football. Like you're always going to have a guy who's, it's not the NFL, whatever. But like making it a fun event is something like it goes so far. It's what the exact model the Riverhawks have taken. Like it's not the best baseball in the world, but these guys have made it such a fun event.
It's true.
And the Elks, with all due respect to the Riverhawks, no shade, because I love going to the Riverhawks games. It's a lot of fun there. But like the quality of sport isn't comparable. So if you if you can have the atmosphere, a similar atmosphere to the Riverhawks, and then you have that added element of this is again, all respect, objectively better sport. Like it goes hand in hand, and it's a no brainer.
Yeah, it's real, bro. You know what it all boils down to though. And I tell people, and this is, you call me simple minded or whatnot, Deck, but you win. 100%. People have fun. Nobody's having fun at a loser.
It's about W's and L's. 100%.
It's all
you gotta
about
win.
W's. In like as much as people want to, cry about every little thing about the name change, this and that, not players on the roster, coaches, all this, man, show me a Grey Cup or Super Bowl champion where they're playing in front of an empty house.
Yeah.
You win and people will come.
Okay, let me ask you this. If the Elks win Grey Cup first year, their name change, do we hear like even a tenth as much about the name change?
No.
Like there would still be some for sure. But like if that first
done
year
nothing
they go
but
win,
lose under that name up until this point.
Yeah, it's been
so
brutal.
It's tough. It's been a tough go this past 5 years. You can't hide from that.
That's another reason to be excited about this new regime.
That's the thing. You're doing it the right way,
doing
man.
it the right way. Prodigal son comes home a little bit with Ed.
Yes.
Ed Hervey, your old GM.
Yes,
he was there.
He was my old GM.
Only there for 3 seasons, right? I think it was 3. Maybe it was 4.
As
13
he was
16.
there as
GM, because he was scout for a while.
Yeah, as the head man, it would have been 13. Yeah. There you go, Deck. Yeah, 13 through 16. The nice thing about Ed, and like just again keeping it real, bro. Ed fired me. Cut me. I was gonna say fired me. Ed cut me. The day before, 2 days before I was due a bonus, man, he did me kind of dirty, but like I have such a respect for Ed. Like, I hold no grudges because I understand the business and I love Ed, man. He is such a good thing for this team and he is going to bring that old culture. Chris Morris, he's bringing that culture from the top down and then obviously kill him. I like what has the passion. You got to come out and see what he does as a head coach. Got to get the dubs. It's still early, but I love the passion. Local to a degree. U of A, right? Like that's as local as it gets. What else is
big
local?
in the CJFL scene as well?
Yeah,
like advocating for Lethbridge to get a team there. Like cares about the game.
They're trying to do it the right way. Even if we just rewind a couple weeks back, rehiring Dwayne Mandrusiak. That was one of the big missteps, man. That was a big fudge up. And that was right. I got fired a month before they fired Dwayne, and I got fired from Ched for calling out, the old GM Brock Sunderland at the time. And I didn't speak out of my butt, bro. I just spoke the truth and said he's steering the ship in the wrong direction. And things happened then, and then they got rid of Dwayne. So they were it was a season during that organization where they're not making the right decisions, man.
Yeah, it's like the everything they've done in the past, I don't know what the timeline you want to say, but the past, like even if you want to call it 6 months, seems to be the right decisions to get back on track. You know what I mean? And now like you go and you hire a coach you're really excited about. You go like Dwayne super recently, obviously, but getting him back in the organization, like that goes miles for fans. Getting Ed, like I said, now Trey, I know you're not as big a Trey 4 guy, but he's a guy people are excited about. He's a national, which is huge. Like everything seems to be trending in the right direction, which I think is a reason a lot of people should be excited and have a lot of hope. But you said it best, man. Like it all comes down to W's and L's. Like all this shit's cool, but if all this shit happens, you go 0-18, like no one's going to care.
It's all for naught. It's all for naught. I'll say this, man, just don't paint me with this brush that I'm not a Trey Ford guy. I like Trey Ford. I want to see him have success. Yeah, I'm at a point where I'm thinking, prove it. Like,
you got your Big J Journo hat on. Objective.
Man, he's in year 4.
Yeah.
And
that's what I always tell everyone. Like he's not that young.
No, he's not.
He's turning 28 this year.
Yeah. And I don't care about how many starts. There's a little bit of injury history. Hopefully, knock on wood, he stays healthy because they're Deck, man. The kid is exciting, bro. The kid is exciting. Me sitting there as a football fan, a former player, man, he makes me just sit there like this, like, damn.
Yeah.
Like he just did that. Like it's crazy what he can do on a football field. Now, if we can package that with some consistent quarterback play, at the position, how I'm not going to say it should be, but how it should be, what I've seen, like a Michael Riley and some successful quarterbacks do it. 2nd and 9, consistently hitting your targets. Mix that in with the flash. Yeah, boy, the sky's the limit. He just needs to get there. That's all I'm saying. Don't say I'm not his guy, but I just want to see it.
To get into the roster a little bit, like how much pressure you think Trey feels knowing Cody Fajardo's right behind him. Like, man, Cody was Grey Cup MOP 2 years ago. He started last season well as well.
And color
he had
me
a great
shocked.
season.
Put egg on my face with Cody Fajardo because I said I don't think he'll ever turn into the quarterback he turned into. When he won that Grey Cup and won the Grey Cup MOP, ooh, he shut a lot of haters up, and I was one of them, bro.
I like his game a lot. Like, I think he's a real consistent CFL quarterback.
And he's a good, like, he's a real good dude, man, in the locker room. Like, he's a good person based off everything I've heard. And I've competed against him when he was a third stringer in Toronto. Way back.
That was his first Grey Cup.
Yeah, way back.
2017. Lost to them in the East Finals.
Crossover, man. When I was with the Riders, that one hurt. Yeah,
I actually wanted to ask you about that. You think because they went on to win the Grey Cup, obviously. You think if you beat them in that East Final, you beat Calgary?
Yeah, we would. Yeah,
you would beat them. Yeah.
We would have won. We handled Ottawa, and then we went to Toronto. We had Toronto too. We were up, but Ricky Ray, it was a 3rd and 15, hit on the James Wilder on the sideline.
He was cold too. James Wilder.
He was
James
big.
Wilder. Which one hurt more, that one or the West semis lost the next year to Winnipeg?
Oh,
it's Winnipeg, right?
That one,
because you beat them both the Labor Day and Banjo Bowl that year. Right?
No,
and then lost like last week of the season, I think.
You know what, man? Keeping it real, that going into that Winnipeg game, I knew that was going to be my last game. I knew I was going to be retiring. It was year 9. It was the end of it.
Oh shit, hey?
So like, I knew it was going to be the end of it. So I kind of didn't have as much hard feelings after that loss. I took the losses hard, man. I took playoff losses like real hard. My wife was like always concerned for me because like I'd be like in a cave for like 2 days, you know?
No, I hear that, man.
But that one wasn't so bad. That losing that crossover, the East Final, that was tough. That was a tough one.
Yeah, especially because you really feel like you would have beat Calgary if you'd been there.
Yeah, most likely.
I feel that. I guess so. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but I do it definitely at some point. Want to talk about week 1, their loss to BC. I want to look ahead to Montreal.
Chop it up right now, baby. Let's chop it up.
I wrote down some notes here, and this is very Bill Simmons-y of me. I don't know if you listen to Bill Simmons podcast ever, but Bill Simmons podcast, like his notes are so funny. He'll just like be talking, and then he'll be like, "Yeah, he's probably like it's probably like the 14th best play I saw that game." And it's like, how do you quantify that? Like you counted all 13.
Well, I saw you throw something up on Twitter about Trey and his passing. Where do you come out on as a former defensive back?
Well, yeah, right. Not that I played at a high level or anything, but when I watch a guy like Trey, like he had 2 plays that were great that I don't think a lot of CFL quarterbacks can make. Like he had the one,
period.
Yeah, there you go. Because he had that one to Rankin, where he scrambled for he was like 25 yards back in his own backfield. Then he had the other one to Arkell Smith down the sideline. Like it plays like that get me excited and they give me a lot of hope. But first of all, I don't think he has great touch on his pass. Like the last note I have written down here, let me read it to you. Last note I have written down here is, this is what I got here. Arkell Smith was his best offensive player all game, and he rewarded him with a hospital ball.
Oh my
down
goodness.
17 with 108 left. The game's over.
A couple of those balls late were
the
they were
game's
tough.
over, bro, and he's throwing his death alley across the middle.
They were tough.
Hospital ball.
You know, play calling. Getting back to that game, some of the Trey was like some of those balls in the touch, but play calling didn't help him.
No run game. Didn't even try. They ran the ball 10 times for 29. And actually, if you take away Rankin's 12-yard run, it was like 9 for 17. Which I get isn't great, but you got to, because Edmonton doesn't have a good enough passing game to just be like, all right, we're going to abandon the run game.
Exactly.
Like Trey, you can't just send everyone on 9 routes, which for anyone who doesn't know is it's a go route. It's just you run straight. It's a deep route and let Trey just lead them. Like they're not good enough as a passing.
And then it makes it harder on the O-line.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't think his protection was great.
Yeah.
Like it's
all part of it though. Get in the rhythm. Let those big boys get off their banging a little bit.
Like the first drive of the game, I don't want to say they got bailed out because they stopped him on 3rd and 1 from on the goal line and with a yard off, that's tough to do. So I don't want to say they got bailed out, but like that first drive, they got ran all over. They were
move the ball easy.
They were in they were in soft zone the whole time, just getting killed with hitches, like every play. Like it was the defense got eaten alive for that entire first shot. I feel like it set the tone for the game.
But hey, now Ben, no break, right?
I didn't break until later. They were able to hold off break for like 3 quarters, I guess.
Well, the thing is, this is where you need to play complementary football though, Declan. You know, you got the defense holding BC, which is a good offense, 7-3 at halftime. Now, keep in mind, too, BC, they had Javon Cotoy, their receiver, drop a wide open touchdown. He dropped it point blank. So score could have been different, but it was 7-3 at halftime. And defense is in it. You got to have complementary football. kicker. I mean, we can't leave.
You know,
we can't forget about him, man.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know, we got to call a spade a spade. He missed those 3 left too. The way they all just burned left.
Didn't even have a chance.
And it looks like my drives right now on the course.
For the second quarter, the only note I've written down was he's got to slide. Because Trey, and we texted about this a little bit. Like Trey, sometimes when you're a scrambling quarterback making your way in the league, you feel like you got to fight for that extra half yard to like make a name for yourself. You know what I mean? Like you got to put your head down. You got to take that hit. You got to show, you know, you can be that guy. But like you are the starting quarterback now. Like we do not need you going shoulder to shoulder with a Mac, who's a middle linebacker, to try and get an extra half yard. Like you can just slide.
And there's a history too.
Like, hey, you got the first down, man. It's cool.
And bro, there's an injury history too. So that comes with, you know, us having those expectations that now he's in year 4, the maturity being added to his game, you know, and that's part of it, right? When you're starting quarterback, we need to depend on you. What's the best ability? Availability. And he's been hurt the past 2 years, and, you know, playing that type of way, it's been taking those types of big hits is how he's gotten hurt.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, man, here, like, I don't want to be too harsh or anything, but I feel like knowing Cody Fajardo is back there. Like, if Cody Fajardo comes in and plays well, like, this isn't a development league. You know, like, your dad's not running the team in high school. Like, this is the CFL. Like, if Cody Fajardo has to come in because you've, you know, busted whatever up after doing the same thing for the 5th game in a row, and he plays well, and all of a sudden he rattles off 4 straight or goes 3-1 with a tough loss and he's playing well, like, they're going to stick with him. Yep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the team doesn't owe you anything. About
production, right? Man. Yeah. It's all and about Cody, the production.
That's a question, you know, in like unto itself. Is Cody going to be able to produce if he comes in? I think he probably will. I still think Cody. I know he got hurt last year. Speaking of injuries, I still think Cody's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I do too. And
I'm a Trey. Like I'm a Trey guy. I like Trey. I want Trey to succeed. As do you. Like I think he's very exciting. I'm not going to say he's Lamar Jackson. Because obviously that's disrespectful to Lamar Jackson, but he's got a little bit of that back there with his movement.
That's what leaves you thirsty.
That's what I'm saying.
He has in every game he does it. It's not like these are one-offs like every 4 or 5 games. Every game he has 3 to 5 flash plays, capital F flash plays, bro.
For sure.
Like he has, because he's got track speed.
Yep.
And his track speed is different than football speed. You know, we're talking actually a whole different ball game when we're tracking angles with track speed. And that's how I was able to get outside of the blitz and break contain.
Yep.
Now let's just add that, like I say, mold that into a nice, well-rounded quarterback, man.
Yep.
He'd be unstoppable.
Be the best quarterback in the league.
Yep.
Who do you think Bo Levi's still the best quarterback in the league? So I know the players voted him 3rd this year.
Yeah,
and I remember
he gets numbers. He gets his numbers.
Yeah,
like
he had 5,400 last year.
Yeah, and he goes for over 300 a game now. He does. But I saw something on Twitter here not too long ago, and it really hit home when it comes to Bo Levi. Although, you know, you talk about his career, he's going to be the quickest to 100 wins too.
Yep.
So put some respect on the name. I love sacking him.
Was he your favorite quarterback to sack?
He's one of my favorite to sack.
I was going to say,
yeah, I got a huge lick on Johnny Manziel. That one felt good.
I was going to say that
he
one.
Was just a little shithead. You know what I mean? He came in the league and just thought he was the man.
He had that aura to him when he came in the league.
Yeah.
So I know everyone kind of gave him that benefit of the doubt, but like you felt that when he was there. Like
yeah,
he
to a degree, man. For sure. So, and you know, he's Manziel.
Yeah, right? No, he's Johnny Football.
I got a huge lick on him actually. It was a big sack.
By the way, somehow, I don't know, just speaking of Johnny Football, somehow we got to retroactively go back and give him like $100 million in NIL money. Cause that boy would have been rolling if he lived in the NIL era. Like he got royally screwed over.
Different times. Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding, man. He would, like, I think he had that one game against Bama where he had that scramble on like 3rd down, I think it was for the Tyler. Yeah. If he went flying through the air,
man, what he did to the game that year, electric. He was literally electric on the field.
Dude, he's like my size.
Small little white guy.
Hey,
you know, he's smaller than you. He's smaller than you now.
Damn, he was tiny.
Person, Deck, you out here doing your thing. I'll
put up 225 9 times the other day.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk numbers then. Let's talk numbers.
It was like a year and a half.
So my best at the combine, because people are always asking me numbers. At the combine, I was 21 years old. I banged out 2 plates for 32.
You're just bragging.
Yeah,
You're just bragging.
It's 32 then.
I didn't even ask, bro.
And the record, because you brought up the numbers, man. You brought up 225, not me. But this is CFL. We're giving the fans the behind the scenes look.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and then there was this little sauce head fullback, like just juiced up, man, like openly juiced up to the tits.
You can tell he's trapped.
Oh, and he wasn't shy. He was like just this French guy. He's so open about it. And he banged out 40 reps. And we're all young kids. I was 21.
Wait, how many did you did 35?
32. He banged out 40. And then the combine record now, it's like 47. Some big old lineman. Yeah, in my prime though,
probably some old lineman who like never even benched before the combine. He just lifted bales of hay.
These farm boys.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
In 14 and 15, my best years, those were like my prime years.
Yeah.
Like, I was in the heart of the career, the man's strength, but still young and athletic, eating right and everything.
Yeah.
Man, I in the off season, I hit 225 for 52. One off season, I would do 275 for 25, 315. So 3 plates aside, my best ever was 18.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Man, it was crazy. And then the stuff I was putting on my back too was next level.
Oh, I bet.
But you know what's even crazier? Almondo Sewell. So I'm putting up crazy numbers. Almondo Sewell, who's an all CFL D tackle, his name will be up on the Commonwealth Ring of Honor. His numbers were like double almost what I would do. He was like the strongest human I've ever played with, man. Just a pure, a walking human gorilla.
I've heard, like I've obviously seen him, and you obviously know from watching him, but I've heard he was like a different.
Yeah, he was different
level.
Different. Like it was. It's crazy. I can't even explain it. He's just different, insane, bro. Man. I'm glad I played with him. Never had to compete against him.
That's who was the worst guy to play against?
In terms of like what filth, man, because there's some of these O linemen are nasty, but
actually,
like shots in the ribs. You see it on film too.
Let me ask you too. Who had the best technique that would just get under you and you were like, man, I can't.
Brendan Labatt, man.
Yeah,
Sask.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Big Blue. Labatt,
Yeah.
Blue. Yeah, he was a beast. And again, we're talking a CFL Hall of Famer, University of Regina. So I played him at U of M. Big farm boy, Weyburn, Saskatchewan. Farm, but just CFL All-Star year after year after year. Just a beast.
I feel like everyone on that, like Saskatchewan's always had a rotating offensive line of someone who's like
someone who's a stud. Someone who's a stud. Like, you're right. Yeah. Edmonton's got a couple now too with Beardo and David Beard, Mark Corte
just signed the extension. I really like his game. Yeah. Oh, I really like his game. A couple other notes I had written down here about the third quarter. I thought this one was funny. On a Barry Hills touchdown, Rugamba was just horrendously beat in coverage.
Yes, he was.
But he wasn't even trying to play catch up. He was watching Nathan Rourke like he was a QB spy. Like he was 25 yards away from the football. He was like, is he going to take off? Like, do I got to break for this tackle? And he was horrendously beat. I made no attempt to get back in coverage and just watches it sail over his
head. No man's land, man.
Yeah.
No man's land. That's a bad look on film.
I thought all the coverage was pretty bad. They had a crazy commitment to, again, not to be too technical, but actually maybe there's man and zone coverage as a DB. So man-to-man coverage is when you stay with your man.
You're like glue. You're covering that guy man to man, just like basketball, one-on-one.
Zone coverage is when you have a designated zone on the football field as a defensive back or a linebacker or even and with dropping in some cases where you cover. And that's you stay in that zone. You pick up a man in that zone. So those are the differences. But I thought their commitment to zone was crazy. Because like I said, I thought in that first quarter they got beat in that zone consistently.
They did. And that's a good point that you bring up. And going back to some of their personnel, man, they got some really high caliber personnel. Yeah. And someone who I love that's not getting the shine he deserves because his brother's the starting quarterback. Yeah. Tyrell Ford,
he's one of the best DBs in the league, I think.
In the league, flat out.
I think
take the Canadian out of it. Yeah,
he's such a good talent.
Flat out.
Yeah.
He is one of the best.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And so, you're right. Allow those guys to go out there and be the ballers that they are. Like we're talking a cat who was a CFL All-Star last year, led the league in picks with 7 or 8, I believe. It was 8 on the high end. But then what's special about him, man, is he's physical and he comes up and he supports in the run game. And when you got a DB, man, his first game action last week, they threw a wide out and he came and laid that lick and broke it up. And that was the first pass his way.
Tone setter.
Yes, man. Yeah, tone setter, bro.
He is really like the model DB because I like his size. I guess he could be a little bigger, but I like his size. He's aggressive. He's fast. He breaks on the ball well. Mm-hmm. Like they play him strong side half. So for anyone who doesn't know, it depends on formation, but generally speaking, or maybe not generally speaking, but what could be the strong side is the length of the field. So if you have a pass to the strong side, it's going to naturally have to cover more distance. And if you have really good break on the ball as a strong side half or as a strong side corner, because of the distance it takes the ball to get there, if you have good break speed, you can get there for the interception.
And he's got that track speed like his bro.
He's got it. I think he says he's faster than him even.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd love to see him race.
I think Trey's quicker. I bet Tyrell's faster long. Like if we had to run a 40, Tyrell's winning.
Well, their times are out there. We could probably find them.
But based off our dumb eye test, I bet Tyrell's winning the 40. Trey's winning that 10, 15 though.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Speaking of the defense, another thing I thought was really poor was the tackling. And tackling is so fundamental. Like,
it's a commitment.
For sure.
Let's just strip it all back. It's a commitment.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I've been there, you just want to close your eyes and shoot.
Oh, for
because
sure.
It hurts.
Oh,
Tackling,
yeah, no doubt.
It hurts, man. It's a mental commitment to know that you're going to go in there, take a little bit of pain, but to do the job.
Yeah.
And the job is to get it down with one guy, not have a broken tackle, let him juke another couple guys for more yards.
Yeah. And you never make SportsCenter top 10 for a form tackle.
No.
Or you're wrapping up the legs.
But I'll tell you what you do get, bro. You get love in the locker room.
100%.
Mad respect.
100%.
That's why I talk about Tyrell Ford. Aaron Grimes, he was that guy. Big bushy hair for the Eskimos when we won the Grey Cup.
Basically a neck pad.
Exactly. Straight up, man. But I'm talking a DB. Come in. Take your legs out. Just chop your legs because you can't go anywhere without your legs. I hate seeing guys try and tackle up high. Just take the legs out, man. It doesn't hurt. They can't run without the legs, but you miss tackles when you go up for the hips.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, it's
sorry. That's my defense. I'm getting hot.
No, I know you got fired up.
I get fired up.
I got scared a little bit. I was like,
oh man, it's a real thing because I see so many guys going soft, and it's like hockey, man. It's like going into the boards. Are we going into this battle weak or hard?
Yeah.
And it's no different. It's just a mano competition, and it's a mentality. It's a pure mentality. And we talk about some of the pros and some of the best pros. That's what separates them is just that mentality. Dog.
Yeah.
I love a dog. I was a nose tackle, bro. 8 double teams for a living.
Yeah.
Pretty selfless, but you got to be a dog to be in there to want to eat 2 bodies up.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I respect guys who are dogs.
No, 100%, man. I mean, talking on the tackling again, there was that they had that blitz in the third quarter and Nathan Rourke should have been sacked 4 times. There was a 5th tackle. It should have been a 1-yard gain at best, and he turned it into a first down.
He got that first
I
down.
remember watching the highlight back thing, how did he, it was 5 guys. How did he get away from this? So yeah, it's just shoring up things like that.
And to add to it, just the step further, when you're out there in that game situation and you see that it's the quarterback out there running, you want to be licking your chops because if he's going to be vulnerable, that's your chance to go and smoke the quarterback, man.
Yeah.
Rarely do you get that chance.
I know. And a guy like Nathan Rourke, Nathan Rourke's not straightforward. He's not putting you in a spin cycle. You know what I mean? He's not sidestepping you, making you look silly doing the Heisman.
There's opportunity there.
That's what I'm saying. He'd be the guy I'd be there for. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I always throw, because you can speak to this better than I can. Preseason football, I hate preseason football. I don't know how you felt about it as a player. Obviously it's necessary. You got to do it. You got to get the cobwebs off. But I always feel week 1 and 2 of the season for a lot of players to a degree are the preseason because they just
the reps aren't in yet.
I'm saying
that's all
exactly.
it is. Just practice.
Yeah.
The reps aren't in yet.
So I don't know. You take that with a grain of salt. The other thing is I don't think BC is that great of a team. You know what I mean? And you can make the argument you played BC close for a lot of the first 3 quarters. It kind of blew up in that 4th quarter there. So I don't know. Listen, it's only one game. It's going to be Montreal this week. Who I think Montreal's going to be a tough out. Montreal's defense is stout.
Team.
Yeah. Montreal.
Physical.
And I've come around on Davis Alexander. I think Davis Alexander's a good
quarterback. It'll be pretty good. I get why they made the move.
Yeah.
I really do get why they moved on from Fajardo.
Yep.
He's a good, young, promising quarterback.
Yeah, and MBT.
And it's money. It all comes down to money. Let's talk the numbers here, bro. So what's the NHL salary cap? 83, 82 mil?
Well, it's going to be 80. Was it 88 this year?
Yeah. 88 this year?
It's 95.
It's going to be 94, 95 next year?
113 in 3 years.
Yeah. So CFL salary cap's 5.5. And you have.
I thought it went up to 6.2.
Well, last I saw it was 5.5.
Yeah.
Unless there hadn't been a new CBA recently.
Okay,
No,
so
there was
I'm
some extra cash. Each team got
okay.
that extra $400K here, kind of out of nowhere, this past off season.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
No, like, so 5.5, we'll say, and you got to use that to manage 42 guys.
Yeah.
You know, so it's crazy when you talk about the numbers really breaking down. Like, so the Fajardo Davis Alexander move, you can't pay 2 quarterbacks, you know, 300 a piece. That's $600K, and that's
same thing,
almost a fifth of the cap.
Same thing in BC, like moving out VA. Yeah, moving out VA to pay Nathan Rourke. And I like, dude, Calgary's like, they've been impressive to this point. I know it's only 2 weeks, but 2-0, like that's
the West is going to be a crapshoot. The West is going to be a crapshoot. That's why it's going to be all right for the Double E, man. Yeah, it's going to bode well for them because they can be in games.
I think a crossover team is going to do well this year. Like I think a crossover. I'm not sold on Ottawa or Hamilton, but I think a crossover team coming out of the West. Like I think it could be. I wouldn't have picked Calgary to start the season, but I think it could be Edmonton or BC. With what we've seen. Yeah. I mean, we've seen one game from Edmonton, but like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited about the prospect.
Home opener, man. Home opener. They got to show up for the fans too and put out some good performances.
How much stock do you put in what they do on the field in this new, because here's another thing. Like I got to think the hardcore fans know that, you know, Jonesy's out. Ed's in, Mark's in, Trey is now, you know, the bona fide starting quarterback. It's
not that old.
But I got to think like there's still, you know, a good portion of people who don't know what's happening.
Absolutely.
Who don't. So
that's why we're here.
That's fuck. You're so right, baby. You're so right.
Why we're here, man. Baby.
I don't like, I hope it's a great turnout, obviously, but I hope like they really come to play. And I hope, I don't know. I'm like mixing 4 thoughts in my head right now, but
bro, we need to see a competitive game first. Competitive, and then just win the damn game. It doesn't matter how. Just let those people walk out of Grand Commonwealth feeling good about themselves, not just another took an L. Just feeling good. It can be a last second kick. It can be a pick six. It can be you taking knees because you're up by 14. It doesn't matter how. Just win and people will feel good. And then people will be motivated to come back.
What are your keys to the game?
Ooh, well, with Montreal, their defense is tough.
Their defense is stout.
Their defense is really stout.
Like you got to run the ball more than 10 times.
You have to. And Rank the Tank, like he has been talked about. We saw him how he finished the year last year. Yeah. Like he was hyped up this offseason. Feed that because they didn't come out and feed it. And I would personally, honestly, I'm going to hold some of these coaches accountable. I want to see a better game plan from Jordan Maximic on offense for his quarterback. Put your quarterback in better situations. Like you said, don't make him be that polished passer, you know, that he just isn't yet. Yeah. Use his athleticism. RPO game. What the RPO game is, it's called the run pass option, where you're reading the defensive lineman and you're going to either give it to the running back or you're going to pull it away and make a pass based off what that defensive lineman is telling you.
You trust Trey to make the right read in RPO?
With the reps. Okay. Yeah, with the reps, he'll get there. Fair. He'll get there with the reps.
So I think of Trey, like, I see him in an RPO pulling it every time. Like not reading the end and just pulling it and walking right into that.
He's such a threat, and that's why they should use it.
I agree.
He's such a threat, man.
Like he could conceivably pull it with the end there, with the end who's spying and like make him miss. He could. But my point is like I could see him just not reading the end.
Yes, totally.
Period.
Just not reading it, period. So, and that's what we got to see. We got to see that development. But
you're right. It's all reps. It's all reps.
So the keys to the game, you got to have a solid game plan against Montreal's defense. Coaching staff, the offensive coaching staff, put Trey in good positions. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Keep it simple, Susan. Hit your damn field goals. Field goal kicker missed 3 of them. If he hits any of those points that 2 weeks ago against BC, it's a different story because those points, man, that just
it's all a butterfly effect.
Yeah, it is, and it just lifts the bench. It adds and pads your lead that you already have. So when you just can't do that, you kill the mojo, man.
Yeah, no, totally hear you. Totally hear, man. I'm excited. Like I'm really excited for the season. I think it's gonna be a great season. Yeah, I'm really excited for the prospect of this team. Like I think they're a playoff team, which obviously
I said that too.
It's 6 out of 9 teams, but I think they're gonna be there.
Yeah, I said that too. I say they're above 500.
Yes,
that means they're hitting 10 wins in 18 games. They got to hit 10.
It's tough to say 9 and 9's a floor from what we've seen for the past couple of years, but I did think like 9 and 9. I would be surprised if they were an under 500 team. Like I think right around 10 and 8. 9 and 9, 11 and 7. Obviously not a great start with week 1, but what do you like? I mean, it's week 1.
Yeah.
It's like shit's going to happen.
It will. And we're going to
Game
bring
1 on the road. Snoop Dogg was performing. Like the BC was probably so hyped up.
Yeah. That was
to show up for their guy, man.
Yeah. We'll see if they get that crowd.
Snoop Dogg ain't coming back if BC loses that game.
So, we'll see if they get that crowd. And straight up, man, we're going to bring all that juicy content. So we'll have it all, man. We'll have it all right here at the Double E.
That's the plan. All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, man.
Wait, actually, hold up. Fuck. There are 2 other people here with us. We just got right into it off the bat. We didn't say anything. Pat and Rick are here with us as well. We got to introduce them.
Yeah, no, it's fun to be here, man. I always thought of myself as a bit of a football guy, but sitting here watching this for the last 44 minutes, I'm definitely going to learn something here. So I think anybody tuning in right now is pretty much in the same seat. I think it's going to be a great time here. And I'm right there with you guys. I can't wait for this season to get started. I've liked some of the things we've done in terms of the players, in terms of the guys we've brought in. I think you brought back some green and gold guys, right? Some guys have been there before and they have that tradition inside of them. And you bring in these guys from the outside and, we lost the consecutive playoff streak from however long ago that was. And then all of a sudden, things did not go well with Brock. That was not a great time with him. But we brought back actual green and gold guys who have been good. And I think that's what you need to start with. And I thought we really did a good job of bringing in the middle of the lineup. We've done the wide receivers before, but no, you need to bring in the guys on the line on both sides of the ball, right? And I thought we did a really good job with that. So I can't wait to this season get started.
Yeah, and I'm Patrick, one of the other producers here in the background. I think they brought me in more so for my technical skills, not so much my football knowledge. So I'm hoping I can be a bit of a voice for the fans who, they love the game, and I love going to games, and I want to learn more about the sport. So hopefully I can ask you guys questions that, kind of helps that casual fan out.
Should ask Eddie, man. I emptied the gun, episode 1. I got nothing else to
You did get real now. You started busting out real terms. I'm thinking,
I tried to, I got away from it.
Bring it back, baby.
But no, it's going to be good. I'm excited.
I was going to, did any of you guys listen to PMT? Part of my take?
Casually.
Firefest of the Week?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wait, hold on. Do you know Firefest of the Week?
No.
So it's basically like something that happened to you this week that was just like a total fuck up or write off. This is going to be our last segment of the day. We're going to rip off into a much more famous podcast with Firefest of the Week. It's like, okay, what would be a good, like I left my keys on the subway. Some stupid bullshit like that. Like I'll try and, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cause my Firefest of the Week. I got a great one. It's like it's the epitome of like you live a good life. But I was getting ready to do this, had my computer out prepping, and I realized left my computer mouse at work. Had to trackpad the whole thing, and I'm not a trackpad guy. Like, don't have the touch for it. I hate doing it, but I was forced to. That was my Firefest of the week.
Nah, this is first world problems.
It's a bullshit segment already. I regret throwing this one in. That shit sucked. I was like, how can I get relatable? I was like, everyone has a bad day of work.
Hey man, mine happened to me this morning. Actually, I was putting some dishes away, and I had this big tall glass cup, and I was putting it up on the second shelf, and I dropped it, and it broke on the counter, shattered everywhere, pieces everywhere. But I had a bunch of food out on the counter, man. Like I made a big fruit salad that I just chopped up and everything, and all these little glass shards went in it. So I had to go and like rewash it, and it was just such a hassle. It went I had drawers open, so it went into the drawers that were open, into all my Tupperware bowls and stuff, just all into these individual spaces. Just a bunch of little glass shards, man. It was a pain, man.
It's a way better answer.
It was a pain. That was real too. It happened this morning, man. Just my kids are looking at me and just a big fuck. My little daughter's looking at me. Oh man.
You guys have Firefest? For this segment I just threw at you 30 seconds ago?
Yeah, I have a pretty bad one just because I was fortunate enough to go watch the Stanley Cup playoffs for Florida. Yeah. So I've had in the last...
Oh yeah, you probably have like 10 going through airports and shit.
But that's exactly it. So first flight of the whole trip, I'm sitting at the restaurant and I'm like, I'm going to test my headphones because I had one of those dongles to plug it into my phone. So I pulled them out, I put them on the table, I test everything. They call my name to go up to the gate. So I get up, I go on the first plane. No headphones. I left them on the table at the restaurant. So I had 6 flights. Yeah, Chili's.
It's always Chili's.
I had 6 flights, like 18 hours of flying, no headphones.
Man, this is getting better. It's better than me now. What you got now?
Rick's really gotta
take
bring
us
it
home.
Rick's just gonna be like a real fire. Yeah,
we're gonna lean back into work too here. So I outside of here, I do something. I run the pint downtown. So right now it's the playoff season, right? Just make sure the place is ready, and you're gonna feed off it. You've been doing this all. Like you want this, you want this, you want this. The last night is gonna be the biggest night of the year. 10:30, I think we run out of ice. 10:30, 10:45. I mean, like, I got two ice machines in the building. We got a backup one. I don't know what happened. You got the outside bar. We got two in the outside. You got the beer tub. So at like 10:45, we're scrambling. We're running around, going to this bar, that bar, trying to get ice. Probably did that 2 or 3 times throughout the night. So
just do big ice runs.
Just big ice runs, man. Wow. That's what we got to do, though. Hey, we got through the night and we survived. Fire, but yeah, that's stressful when you get to that point. And you realize you're out of ice and it's about 10:30 and you got a long night to go.
With you last night, biggest game of the year downtown. Boy,
so I guarantee we won't be running out of ice.
That's
tomorrow, no, Tuesday. Yeah, we won't be running out of ice Tuesday and Friday.
Love it.
All right. Anything else?
You got saved on this segment, buddy.
I am at like, if everyone were walked out of this room after my answer, I would have got it. I would have been like, yeah, like I don't know why I did that.
I thought mine was good. It just got better and better.
Would have thrown away an hour, bro. Like they're like, what's this guy talking? This guy's talking about computer mouses. Like, fuck off. We don't want to hear about that shit, man. Get out of here. Fuck. Thanks, you guys all. Everyone here saved me. My goodness. What a group.
Well done.
What a group. All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, man.
All right, man. I think that does it for episode 1. Elks101. Is the next one here? Is the next one going to be Elks102?
We're here.
We keep
from the Hundies.
All right, man.
Stay tuned.
It's been great. Post game show going to be coming on Friday, I think. Stay tuned for that. Then another episode of this next Sunday.
And we're getting into it too, breaking down some film, some technique, players. Yep. Going to bring all the action, all the content, man, in depth.
It's going to be great. Can't wait. All right, Eddie. Thank you so much, man.
Awesome.
All right. Elks101 signing off.